Hi betting experts, on Saturday the 6th of June we're off to Newmarket for a brilliant day's racing, the highlight of which is obviously the 2000 guineas at 3.35. We'll come to that later on. We start off with our value angle selection at 2.25. This is the Betfair Dahlia Filly Stakes, a Group 2 Class 1 for 4-year-olds and upwards, over a mile 2, nearly £30,000 on offer to the winner. It's attracted a 7-runner field. It's interesting. The one I much prefer is Sir Michael Stout's Queen Power. Now, this 4-year-old has run just 5 times in her career so far. Unusually, she made a winning debut for Rafe Beckett back in October 2018 on firm ground at Newmarket, showing that this track held no fears to her. She was then switched to Sir Michael Stout and reappeared 201 days later as a 3-year-old, starting off at Ascot on fast ground, beaten a short head by Muchley there, having been hammered in the market and a very unlucky loser to boot. She made no mistake at Newbury in a listed contest in May, winning on the nod from Lavender's Blue, but I thought it was her run at Royal Ascot that marked her down as a top-class prospect. That came in the Group 2 Ribblesdale Stakes. She finished only 4th there behind Starcatcher, but if you watch the run back, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. She was still pulling after a mile that day, did remarkably well to challenge at the 2 furlong pole, just fading in the final 100 yards. That was over nearly a mile 4. Today's trip is a mile 2 on fast ground. I think it'll be absolutely ideal for her. She has had 287 days off, but all of Sir Michael Stout's are absolutely flying. They're fit and spot on first time. If you've been watching racing through the past week, you'll realise that everything he runs has either won or run a blinder. They're well forward, and that can count for plenty. The only negative is there are only 7 runners, and she is a hard puller. Hopefully Sylvester de Sousa will be able to get her settled. Another year on her back. She's now a 4-year-old. She should be a little bit more tractable, you'd hope, and there are a couple of these who look like they could go forward. The main dangers, well, Terry Belliam of John Gosden's, another stable that's made a terrific start in the last few days as racing has resumed, flying in winners left, right and centre. This one has won 2 from 4 so far. The wins coming at Goodwood on her debut, and then sent over to Deauville in a Group 2 in August when comfortably beating Mutamakina. Her final start came on at the ARC meeting at Longchamp in October when the ground was extremely testing. She was far from disgrace in a Group 1 behind Villa Marina, just beaten over a length in a messy race there. There's loads more improvement to come. She does have to prove herself on much quicker ground. She's been off 8 months, and I prefer at the prices Queen Power, who is 7-2 this morning. That is well worth taking. For our nap of the day, we go to the 3.35. This is the Quick Go 2000 guineas, over a mile, Group 1, Class 1, 3-year-olds only, 15 runners, just over £141,000 on offer to the winner. We've got a short price favourite here in Punatuba, who I'm keen to take on. So impressive as a 2-year-old, brutally destroying everything. Came up against 6 out of 6 for Charlie Appleby, and faultless really, beating Arizona by 2 lengths over 7 furlongs on final run on soft ground, when perhaps the soft ground masked his superiority. You don't have to have a bit of a long memory to remembering beating Arizona by 10 lengths at the Curragh 1 run previously. He's not proven over a mile. His form is all at 7 furlongs. I don't think that'll be much of a problem, but reports of his homework have been mixed, to put it kindly. He's reportedly not grown a lot, and there is just a chance that he might have been a 2-year-old who was just very physically ahead of the other juveniles that year, and certainly based on his homework, I certainly couldn't be near him at odds on in a very competitive race full of unexposed horses. The second in is Arizona of Aidan O'Brien, who's much more exposed, might need the run, and I think it's underpriced basically on connections, who've yet to prove that they're well forward so far in the opening week of the season. Obviously racing in Ireland doesn't start for another week or so, so we'll get more of a guide about how forward the Coolmore horses are then. So the one I prefer is Andrew Balding's Kamiko. Now, this 3-year-old ran 4 times as a juvenile, unusually making a winning debut at Sandown on the nod, doing enough, beating It's Good to Laugh despite idling markedly in front. He was then involved in 2 close finishes at Sandown and then at Newmarket in the Group 2, touched off by Royal Dornoch in a rather messy race at a short price. But he made no mistake on his final start, sent to the all-weather At Newcastle, storming clear in the Group 1 Vertem Futurity Trophy Stakes over a mile. There's loads of positives for his chances. He's a workmanlike finder rather than anything spectacular. He definitely stays a mile. All of Andrew Balding's horses are absolutely fit and well. He's likely to get a positive ride from Oisin Murphy. He is drawn in 15, which might not be absolutely ideal, though there should be plenty of pace on. Should be able to get loads of cover. I think he'll be hitting the line strongly, and at the prices, he's around 7 or 8 to 1 on the exchanges against Pinatubo, who's a very short price. You have to side with Kameko. Best of luck on Saturday, betting experts.